Welcome to the Gen Z Takes channel. For Gen Z, the world has always been backlit. From the moment you opened your eyes, glowing screens were as much a part of your environment as sunlight and bedtime stories. The digital world wasn't something you discovered, it was something you inherited. You were born into a digital reality. Your baby photos online, your milestones archived before you could even speak. Family albums became cloud folders, and your first steps were shared with relatives across the world in real time. Even before you understood what a screen was, your life was being documented, liked, and commented on. Saturday morning cartoons replaced by endless on-demand content. Instead of waiting for your favorite show, you could watch anything, anytime, anywhere. The idea of missing out on a program became obsolete, and binge-watching became a new childhood ritual. The internet wasn't a choice. It was the air you breathed. It connected you to friends, to information, to trends that changed overnight. School projects, group chats, and even homework all lived online. Wi-Fi was a utility, a dropped signal, a crisis. Losing connection meant losing access to your world, your friends, your entertainment, and sometimes even your homework. Your social life, your play, even your self-worth, measured in likes and followers. Notifications became tiny hits of validation, and the pressure to curate your online self grew with every post. Digital playgrounds like Club Penguin and Neopets weren't just games. They were where you learned to socialize and compete. These virtual worlds taught you about friendship, teamwork, and sometimes even heartbreak, all behind a screen. You were the first beta testers for the social internet, shaping and being shaped by platforms that grew up with you. Every new app, every viral trend, you were there, experimenting, adapting, and setting the pace for the rest of the world. Every click, like, and share was data, fuel for an experiment you never signed up for. Algorithms learned your habits, your preferences, and even your moods, all while you just tried to have fun. The internet learned from you, optimized for you, and kept you coming back. It became a personalized universe, always adapting, always demanding your attention. And that has had some serious consequences. The digital world shaped your childhood in ways no one could have predicted, leaving you to navigate both its opportunities and its challenges every single day. How did these platforms get so good at hooking us? Why do we find ourselves reaching for our phones, almost on autopilot, dozens of times a day? The answer lies in the way our brains are wired, and how tech companies have learned to exploit that wiring. They hacked your brain, specifically your dopamine system. Dopamine is the chemical that drives motivation, pleasure, and the urge to seek out new experiences. Social media platforms have become experts at triggering these dopamine surges, keeping us coming back for more. Every notification, every like, is a digital slot machine, training you to crave social validation. The anticipation of a new message or a heart on your post is enough to make your brain light up, just like a gambler waiting for the next jackpot. This creates a dopamine loop. Post, get a reward, repeat. The cycle is so powerful that it can override our natural impulses, making us prioritize digital approval over real-world experiences. Platforms maximize this loop with features like pull to refresh, variable rewards that make the behavior addictive. You never know what you'll get next, so you keep scrolling, searching for that next hit of excitement. Our brains evolved for real, nuanced feedback, not quantified, relentless digital approval. In the past, social feedback was subtle and face-to-face, but now it's measured in numbers, delivered instantly and always available. Social lives became performance metrics. How many likes, how many followers? We started to measure our worth in numbers, not in genuine relationships or meaningful moments. We started optimizing ourselves for engagement, not connection. The pressure to be seen, to be liked, to go viral has changed how we present ourselves and even how we see ourselves. The baseline for what feels good shifted. Real life can't compete with the instant feedback of the internet. Everyday moments can feel flat or unsatisfying compared to the rush of online attention. Deep conversations and quiet moments feel dull compared to the buzz of group chats and memes. Even when we're together, our minds are often elsewhere, chasing the next notification. We're conditioned for constant stimulation, and when the real world can't keep up, it feels boring or isolating. The silence that once brought comfort now feels empty, pushing us back to our screens. Our brains are now wired for the speed and intensity of the internet. We crave novelty, quick hits of information, and endless entertainment, making it harder to focus or be present. The analog world struggles to compete, Activities that once brought joy, playing outside, talking with friends, now seem less appealing compared to the digital world's constant stimulation. The result? A generation always chasing the next digital high, always searching for the next viral moment, the next surge of likes, the next reason to check their phone. And the cost is our ability to truly connect and focus. In a world designed to keep us hooked, reclaiming our attention and our relationships has never been more important. Behind the scenes, the algorithm quietly shapes your world, deciding what you see, what you miss, and even what you think about. Every swipe, every like, every pause is tracked and analyzed, feeding a system that knows you better than you might know yourself. It nudges you to buy, to believe, to react, subtly guiding your choices and opinions, often without you even realizing it. The feed isn't neutral. It's engineered to keep you hooked, endlessly scrolling through a carefully curated, often distorted version of reality that's designed to capture your attention and never let go. The algorithm builds a digital profile of you, your interests, your fears, your desires, and then amplifies them, creating a feedback loop that can trap you in an echo chamber of your own making. For young people, this means a relentless parade of perfection, flawless bodies, effortless success, and lives that seem just out of reach. All filtered, all sponsored, all designed to make you want more. It's a world where reality blurs with fantasy, and it becomes harder and harder to tell what's real. The result? Rising anxiety, depression, and body dysmorphia, as young people compare themselves to impossible standards. The algorithm also thrives on outrage, pushing us into ideological corners, flattening complex issues into bite-sized memes, and making it easier to judge than to understand. We lose nuance, we lose empathy, and we start to see each other as avatars instead of real people with real feelings. Even our ability to disagree civilly fades, replaced by quick judgments and digital shouting matches. We're sorted into digital tribes, each with its own beliefs and biases, while the algorithm quietly fans the flames of division. It's not just our self-image at stake, it's our ability to connect, to understand, and to build a society based on real relationships. The mirror is broken, and as we stare at the cracks, we have to ask, can we still find our true reflection, or are we lost in the distortion? Still with me? If so, you've resisted one of the internet's biggest side effects, shattered attention spans. The internet has trained us to crave rapid, bite-sized content. Tweets, reels, TikToks. Each swipe brings new novelty, making deep focus feel impossible. Studies show our attention spans are shrinking. Reading a book or having a long conversation feels monumental. Our brains, conditioned by frantic feeds, get restless and seek the next hit. This isn't just distraction. It undermines learning, working, and critical thinking. We're becoming expert skimmers, but deep understanding is slipping away. Now you're expected to build a brand before you even know who you are. Life becomes content. Every meal, trip, and thought is a potential post. You're the CEO and social media manager of You Inc., and it's exhausting. The pressure splits you, the messy, authentic self versus the polished online persona. You curate your life for the feed, not for yourself. Performance anxiety sets in. What should I post? Is this on brand? The line between living and documenting blurs. Sometimes you choose activities just for the gram, not for joy. The result? Alienation from your real self. You live a double life, one anxious, one perfect. Keeping up the facade is draining, and you start to wonder which version is real. The fear, if people saw the unfiltered you, would they still care? It sounds bleak, but recognizing the problem is the first step to solving it. Awareness is power. When you feel the dopamine pull or algorithmic envy, name it. That recognition creates distance. You're not just reacting, you're choosing. This is your foothold to rediscover the offline world. Real experiences, unfiltered moments, the sun on your skin, a real conversation, a home-cooked meal. These can't be captured or posted. It's not about rejecting tech, but rebalancing. Carve out screen-free time and space. Remember, your phone has an off button and you can use it. By understanding how the internet shaped you, you can decide how you want to be shaped. Move from passive consumer to active architect of your attention. The game is rigged, but you can still choose how to play. Ready to reclaim the offline world? You need a strategy, not just willpower. Start with notifications. Turn them all off except for essentials. This puts you back in control. You decide when to check, not the app. Next, curate your digital space. Unfollow, mute, or leave anything that drains you. Your feed should inspire, educate, or make you laugh, not sap your energy. Be the bouncer of your digital club. Finally, set physical boundaries. No phones in the bedroom, at the dinner table, or during hobbies. Buy an alarm clock, charge your phone elsewhere. These small acts of disconnection break the cycle and build healthier habits. It's about making the right choices easier, the wrong ones harder. You're not just detoxing, you're reclaiming your time and attention. The goal isn't perfection, but progress. Every step counts. The goal isn't to quit the internet, but to use it intentionally. Before unlocking your phone, ask, what am I here to do? If you have a purpose, do it and get out. If you're just bored, that's when the algorithm takes over. Choose your platforms wisely. Keep what adds value, ditch what drains you. You curate your digital life. You decide what gets in. Every time you put your phone down or turn off notifications, you reclaim control. You're not a product, you're a person. Your attention is your most valuable asset. Use it on your terms. We've covered dopamine loops, algorithms, attention, and the personal brand. It's overwhelming, but the most important part starts now, with you. The final boss isn't a tech CEO, it's your own habits and choices. This isn't about perfection, but daily awareness and intention. Forgive yourself when you slip, and gently return to your goals. The internet isn't going away, so learning to manage your attention is essential. It's about freedom, the freedom to think, choose, and live your own life. Be mindful, be intentional, disconnect to reconnect. You grew up online, but you have the power to shape your future. Look up from the screen. Now go do it.